All right, hi guys, it's Brandon with Sunrider again, here today at the Sunrider headquarters gym. Today is a very special workout, like every other workout. Actually, today is actually one of my favorite workouts. We're going to be going over the back workout today. This is actually probably the most common question that I get at the gym or at different fitness kind of things is, what should I do to help me have more of that V taper? Now, if you've watched some of the other videos, we've talked about trying to broaden your chest or expand your shoulders, but in my opinion, the number one thing that you can do to help you have that V taper is to do a serious back workout. Now, a lot of people don't know, these are your back muscles right here. If you can see it, these are your lats. And as you can see, this is the actual V that people are talking about. So if you build these lats, oh, it's great, so you can actually see it. It's like outlines it right there. These are the muscles that you want to build that will give you that angle, that V taper, that will kind of give you the illusion of being slimmer than you might actually be. And while building this, it makes your top appear more V-like, hence the V taper. This is for guys and girls. This is for anybody that wants to look athletic, anybody that wants their waist to look slimmer, is that V taper. So today, the reason we're here at this gym is this one has a lat pull down machine as well as a low row machine. So we wanted to come here to show you how this is done. I realize that not everybody has these kinds of machines at their houses. They are standard though at pretty much every gym, but I will give you some tips for what to do for these moves if you don't actually have a lat pull down machine. So that being said, let's get started. All right, so this is the lat pull down. So what you're gonna wanna do here, like your chest workout, is you're gonna shoot for 3 sets. Each set is going to be somewhere between 8 to 10 reps, where your 10th rep is your last rep. You can't get more than 10. You're gonna have a 60-second rest period in between your sets. Don't go more than that. The reason, someone asked me this from a previous video, why is it only 60 seconds? The reason for that is we don't want to give your muscles too much time to recuperate. If they do that, then you're not going to get the kind of workout you're looking for. The 60-second workout is called a 60-second rest period is more of a hypertrophy kind of workout, meaning hypertrophy means muscle building when you're trying to develop bigger looking muscles. So that's why I started with a 60-second rest period. When you get into building more strength and stuff like that, we can talk about that later. But for now, let's focus on this beginner workout with a 60-second rest period. What I like to do for a lat pull down is I like having a wide grip. This would be a wide grip here. Now you can have when I started this out, I did a wide grip, I did a medium grip, and I did more of a narrow grip. And I tried out all these different grips to see basically which one worked the best for me. And I found that what helped me build my lats out the best was a wide grip lat pull down. For you, that may not be the case. So change your grip width to see what feels good for you. Which grip do you use that can make you feel that muscle engagement the most? Use that one. So for me, it's a wide grip. So I'll show you the move. You're gonna hold it here. You're gonna bring it down. Now your shoulders shouldn't be stretched up, okay? Your shoulders should be back. And you're just gonna pull it down to about your chin and then back up. Down to your chin and back up. Now at the top of the move, which is the bottom here, you're gonna make sure that you are contracting those lats. Squeeze them before you release. Another thing that you need to remember is no motion. And what do I mean by that? I mean that I see a lot of people in the gym that are swinging their body and you're basically using their body weight to pull the bar down. Don't do that. You want to make sure that you're using your lats. So a trick to do that, to make sure that you are actually engaging and pulling correctly, pretend like your elbows are what's leading you. So your elbows are coming down first. And your hands are basically just like hooks or claws that happen to be holding onto this bar. That will also help you make sure that you're engaging your lats instead of your biceps. Speaking of biceps, whenever you're doing any of these pulling motions, whether it's from up high or down low, you will be using some of your biceps. That's why I tell you to try to focus on pulling with your elbows. That will help you focus on using your lats more than your biceps. But because you are going to end up using your biceps throughout this workout, normally at the end of a back workout, I do like to pair it with a bicep workout because my biceps will already be warmed up and I don't need to worry about warming them up separately for this. Speaking of warm-ups, I didn't say this at the beginning, but I've said it for every other video and you should know it by now. Warm up with a couple sets of lighter weights for your lat pull downs before you get started on your working sets, okay? So do a couple warm-up sets, give yourself a break, and then do 3 sets of working weight lat pull downs. Now I understand that not everybody has a lat pull down machine at their house. So if you're gonna do something at home, you do have some options. Maybe they're not as great, but they are something that you could try out. So let me go show you what they are over here. All right, so I realize that not everybody has a lat pull down machine at their house. I don't have one at my house. But what most of us do have are resistance bands. So yes, you actually can do a good lat pull down with resistance bands. The way I did it here was I just strung up these resistance bands over the top of this machine where, yes, I could do a lat pull down on this machine, but pretend like I don't have that. So what you would look for in your house is if you have a garage and you have a couple of beams, string it across 2 beams. It's gonna look like this. Grab the handles and you're gonna do the exact same movement. You're gonna keep them wide, pull down, and release. Down, and release. So those are your options for lat pull downs. The next thing is going to be a low row. So let's go back over here. Here we are back at the lat pull down machine. This actually happens to be a nice machine. It also has a low row built into this machine. A low row is basically going to be you rowing like you're rowing a boat, and it's gonna be down here. I'll just show you what the movement looks like. It looks like this, and it's gonna be like this. Now, some things to keep in mind when you do this. First, yes, it's going to be 3 sets, 8 to 10 reps, 60 seconds in between. But as you're doing the movement, some things that you need to keep in mind. Again, try to keep your body still. So you're not using your body to pull it back. You're only using your lats. Another thing here is when I start out, I get set by pulling my shoulders back. So this is my starting position. And the movement is just back to here and then forward to here. Don't let it pull your shoulders forward. Another thing is keep the weight under control the whole time. And what I mean by that is when you release, you're releasing it in control. You're not letting it pull you forward, okay? Part of the reason for that is injury. If it pulls you forward too much, you could injure your shoulders very easily. The other reason you want to be in control when the weight's going down is because that's the negative portion of your lift, and some studies have shown that the negative portion of your lift is actually the effective part of your workout. So make sure you are controlling it when you go down. Shoulders back, shoulders back, keep it low. When you pull it back, it's almost like you're gonna put something in your pocket, okay? So that's the move you're doing. Again, to make sure that you're using more of your lats instead of just your biceps, make sure that you are leading with your elbows, that your elbows are what's pulling it back. And then at the top of the move, if you can, your shoulders should already be back. At the top, try to stick your chest out as far as it can go. And what that does is it helps you pull as hard as you can, and it actually flexes that lat muscle for you so that you can make sure you get a good squeeze out of that muscle. Now, if you don't have a low row machine, you have a variety of options that you can choose from. One of them is just resistance bands, which I know most of you have at home. So let me show you how this works. All right, now all I've done is I've taken a set of resistance bands and wrapped it around a pole. You're gonna do the same thing. Just pull back for a low row. If these resistance bands are not strong enough for you, then get stronger ones. Or you can double up on the resistance bands. Now, word of caution from personal experience, when you're wrapping this around a pole, make sure that it's a stable pole. Don't do it on a chair leg because that chair is just gonna come right at you. Make sure that it is a stable body, that you are putting the other end of this resistance band around. And by stable body, it could actually be a body, not a dead body. I mean, it could be somebody who's standing there. You would wrap this around their waists, and then you could back up as far as you want so that the resistance is equal to what you want it to be. All right. The other way to do a low row, which most people will do, is instead of resistance bands or a cable machine, set of dumbbells. So just grab one dumbbell. You're just gonna do this one at a time. Usually you'll do it on a bench or on something where you can put a knee up, where you can bend over. All right, so maybe you can see it more. This way you're gonna bend over, pull it up. Again, like you're putting it in your pocket. So you can feel that engagement in your lat. And then you will switch sides. Normally when you do this, the side that you are pulling on is the side that your leg is going to be down on, just to make sure that you don't fall over. So you're gonna do 10 reps on each side, pause for 60 seconds, and then go again, 10 reps on each side. So those are gonna be your low rows. On this one, you really should be able to feel some good engagement from your lats. We got a couple more moves to blow out your lats. So let's keep going. The next one is going to be a isometric and iso row. So we did a lat pull down, we're doing a low row. Guess what? We're gonna do a high row like this. That's a different machine, so let's go over here. All right, so one of the later moves in the back workout that I like to do is a high row. We've already done our pull downs, we've done our low rows. Now we're gonna move to a high row. Most gyms will have a machine where you can do this. I like using a cable machine because then I can do one side at a time to make sure that my back is actually even. It's just gonna be a handle like this, and instead of like a lat pull down where it's right above your head and you're just pulling down straight, this one you can see your arm is gonna be at an angle. And all you're gonna do is the same thing that you were doing for your low row, but with your hand in a different position. And you're going to pull back and forward, back and forward. Now again, make sure that you're pulling with your elbows. You're leading with your elbows, and that you're crunching your back at the top of the movement. And the top of the movement here is actually at the bottom right here. All right. You're gonna do it on your right side, 10 reps. Then you're gonna do it on your left side, 10 reps. Then you're gonna do your rest period for 60 seconds and do it for about 3 sets. The last thing that I like to do for my back workouts is an isolated exercise. So you notice all the other back moves that we did, you've got multiple joints moving. Here's your shoulder and your elbow. This is your shoulder and your elbow. It's all shoulder and your elbow. So those are all compound movements. So there's really only one movement that I have found that's pretty effective at isolating that lat muscle, and that's what's called a pullover or a pull down. We're back here at the lat machine. You could use a bar, but I like to use a rope, and it's actually quite easy. All you're gonna do is take the rope, keeping your arms stiff. Don't hyperextend, but just keep them stiff, and you're just gonna pull it down to your side. Now when you're at the bottom, try to push those hands back so you can feel those lats and those back muscles engaging. The form, how to do this, usually you're gonna be like this. You're gonna stick your butt out, lean forward a little bit so that you can feel that stretch here, and then you pull it down and release. Down and release. Now this one is an isolated movement. You can see you're only moving your shoulder joint and you're pressing it back. So this one, again, this is should be to blow out and finish out your lats. It is an isolated movement, so you're not gonna worry about bringing your biceps into play here, but it will really tire out your lats. You might want to pick a little bit of a lighter weight here, do 10 to 12 reps instead of 8 to 10 reps. And you can go up to as many as 5 sets with 60 seconds in between. If you want to lower it down to 45 seconds in between, that's fine too. Whatever you need to do to make sure that you've really exhausted your lat and your back muscles. And that's it. That's it for a back workout. So follow this workout for a while, follow it for a few months, see what it does. Remember, you're trying to build your lat muscles so that you will have that nice V-shape taper in your body to give you that nice athletic look that people are looking for. All right, thank you very much.